Welcome to Brain. Dave,
Welcome.
What is Brain about?
Oh, Brain. Brain is about big releases, agents, interfaces, and neural networks.
I like it. I like
it.
Brain.
Brain. Hey, I've done worse. A double N is no M. And I've done Brain.
I like it. Here we go.
Welcome to Brain. Today we got a whole bunch of interesting things. A bit about models, a bit about apps, and a little bit about hardware. Not just robots. I got a super cool. Yeah, that's the bait line, right? It's like, hey, you won't want to miss the last one. Don't skip ahead.
That's right. All the best stuff is right at the end and in the middle of the beginning.
Yeah. And thank you to our sponsors, Brain Media Consulting. That's us. We're making this possible. Thank you to us. We do have some great tools that you can use for free on the site. We have the AI Policy Builder, which will take you through a question about a questionnaire, a survey, if you will, about what your organization is comfortable with and what they're not comfortable with, and where your guardrails are. You answer some questions, and we'll deliver a policy for you. That's on brainmediaconsulting.com. Just go up to the tools menu, and there's a few there. That's one of the great ones that we have to offer.
We are this week diving into, like Dave said, a few models, a few big items we have to cover. One of them for sure is that China is not giving up. DeepSeek. DeepSeek, which is an open source model, drops version 4 this week. And it is, man, one of the things that I don't think people realize is, like, you say, okay, well, OpenAI drops a model, DeepSeek drops a model, DeepSeek drops a model, OpenAI drops a model. But the difference is, OpenAI is they just raised $122 billion. They're worth now, purportedly, $872 billion, and this tiny Chinese company is only worth $10 billion, and they're a very small team compared, and they did the training for this model on Chinese only chips, or I should say, they made sure the product works and is trainable on Huawei chips, which is pretty interesting. Yeah,
I didn't realize that about the training.
Yep.
But I was looking at the benchmarks. Now it's not quite at the level of like OpenAI's like GPT 5.5, which we're going to talk about, but it is quite good. I was looking at some of the benchmarks, and generally it's within like 3 to 8 points of GPT 5.5 and Opus 4.7 in terms of math, reasoning, coding, general knowledge. It's actually really close in all of them. It's about 90 to 95% of the quality. But the crazy thing is the cost. It's about 1/6 of the cost of the other models. Which is crazy. So when you're building agents that are going out and doing different tasks for you, using this model, if you're okay with 95% of the quality that you would get somewhere else, you can save a ton of money on processing and tokens by assigning work to DeepSeek.
Yeah, and it still has the million input token context window for the bigger of the two models. It's pretty advanced for a model that is, and it is also open sourced, so you can fork it and train it post training for your own needs. You can actually train this model. Now you'd still need a pretty hefty amount of compute to do it, but assuming that you have a data center, you can train it without kind of paying any commercial fees. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah. It's really cool that they're able to produce such good quality, so much cheaper, and on way older hardware, or not older necessarily, but definitely not as advanced. They just don't have the manufacturing facilities to create the chips that the US does.
Yeah, and a year ago, it's only been a year. Actually, it dropped on the exact same day a year ago when DeepSeek released their previous model, which tanked the American stocks for Nvidia like by a huge amount, because like it shouldn't, by all intents and purposes, it shouldn't be possible given the amount of resources and the limitation of chips. But it seems like China's getting by just fine.
Yeah, they certainly are. Well, they have a very large talent pool to choose from.
Huge talent pool. Yes.
Now another model that came out was Gemini Embedding 2. Well, I guess it didn't just come out, but it's now available to the general public through their APIs. Now, the embedding model, for those of you that don't know the difference yet, you're going to know. That's why you watch, because you're going to learn stuff.
What's an embedding model?
So an embedding model, embeddings is the numerical vector representations of data, of words or images or videos or audio, and it contains the meaning of those elements. So an embedding model, you would basically you give it instructions like I'm looking for a cat. There's an example. A cat. This is what came to my head. And it will take that, turn it into the vectors, and it'll start searching for cat. Let's say orange cat. And it uses those numerical representations to find the results and the meanings and images and everything to do with an orange cat. Then it takes the results and brings them back to an LLM, which will convert it into text for you to read and provide more meaning, like orange cats are. Whatever, however you feel about them. I don't anger you guys. It's not, we don't have enough viewers yet to start pissing off groups of you about cats.
We need to keep as many cat lovers and cat haters as possible. Please
don't end up on our cats. Check out these idiots. They don't like or really like orange cats. Whichever one you like, we're with you on orange cats.
Yes.
So basically the embedding model just does that portion.
Yes.
And so you can access that, and it does very, very fast processing at the vector level.
Yeah.
So that's what an embedding model is.
Thanks, Dave.
You're welcome.
You have an update on Mythos as well. What's that about?
Okay, so not to just let this remarkable thing go unnoticed. Sam Altman had to have a word, and in their very typical combative fashion. I don't know if that's the best word.
I think you could call them that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of animosity there. Great episode we did. Look back at it. We go over the history of them. We might need to update it one day with all the new history about them.
Exactly.
But he called it fear-based marketing to generate hype.
Right.
That Anthropic had this kind of like, oh crap moment when they created it, so they say, and said this is too good. It's too dangerous. You could rule the world with this one ring. We can't release this into the wild. And so yeah, all it says it's all about fear-based marketing and causing a panic to drive interest in your product.
What do you think, Dave? Is it fear-based marketing? Is it PR? Is it a PR stunt?
It's tough to say, isn't it? I think that it probably is a very powerful tool. Now, a lot of the bugs, exploits that they found, word is that a lot of them were in older pieces of software. Some weren't even being used anymore. That's not true across the board, but a lot of them apparently were in older pieces of software, and people just, it's just not reasonable that you're going to exploit this to any large scale. That's kind of what the rumor is. So
Yeah.
I do think it is a very, very powerful model. I don't think that they had to come out and say, this is super dangerous. Like, look out, everybody. we got to contain this monster we've created. They could have come out and said, we've created something very, very powerful, and we're going to use it for good. They could have said that, but they didn't.
Well, and what's fascinating is, like, you know, on the other side, obviously, Mr. Altman and his crew are very willing to release nearly as great models to the public, because GPT 5.5 has landed, and it's like, by almost or at least the measures that we know about Mythos, it's like almost as good. Like that on a number of different factors, and on, like, at least in comparison to Anthropic's public models on certain elements, it's like a lot better. So it's, for instance, it's better at frontier math tier 4, so postdoctoral level math. It doubles Opus 4.7's marks at 39.6% versus Opus 4.7's 22.9%. So, so on certain elements of, like, Anthropic's biggest, most advanced math models that are available to the public, it screams. And a lot of people are actually wondering whether or not this was a PR stunt just to slow down the development of other labs, of, like, so that these other contenders might shy away from starting to release these more advanced models as a way of gaining some competitive ground. There's also this side of it that I think, I mean, I'd love your comments on, Dave. Like, I think there's just this, there's this natural fear of AI in the world. Only 17% of the world's population, this was a stat that was released a month ago, only 17% of the world's population has ever used LLM, like a large language model. So 83% of the world's population has never engaged with AI. And so, as a way to kind of squelch a certain amount of advanced adoption, there's all kinds of tactics to take ground and, like, prevent others from taking ground. And so the Anthropic approach is, to me, it is a little bit of fear mongering. Like, I think it's a way for them to take ground and in government and in really high end enterprise, so that they can be seen as the oracle of, not the oracle like the software company, but the knowers of what's good and what's bad, you know?
Yeah, and it's interesting that it did come kind of after the relationship was falling apart with the Pentagon, right? And they were kind of kicked out as being a supply chain risk, and they weren't quite totally out. Like, they were in the process of being removed from everybody's processes. And they're like, hey, we've developed this incredible weapon. You guys like weapons, right? We've found this thing that'll find holes and take advantage of them. And all of a sudden, like, some conversations started happening again. Well, like, maybe we won't kick you out completely yet. The interesting thing is, now that they've started to work with all of the American companies that they list, there was a group of like 40 to 50 companies. They just announced that they're about to start releasing Mythos to banks in the UK. Okay. And the European Union. So that's kind of interesting. That happened to me, in my mind, that happened very quickly. That something of this scale, if it was as powerful as they say, I would have expected it to be like 3 to 6 months for it to investigate systems, patch holes, be rock solid, and then go to another market. Yeah. So I'm kind of surprised it's moving that quickly.
I was having this discussion with a friend yesterday about how the pace of decision making at the very highest levels of enterprise, government, just the pressure that is being felt by industry to engage and use and adopt AI is very heavy right now. Like, there's this narrative that's coming up in the world where if you don't adopt it as quickly as possible, you will be left in the dust. That is how much multiplying factor it has on your effectiveness, on your knowledge base, on your processes. Like, if you don't do it, you're in trouble. And so it's a really, really weird time. Really weird time to be alive. I mean, amazing time to be alive, but very weird.
Yeah, and I think the reality is that's very true for some jobs, and it's slightly true for a bunch more, and then for a lot of jobs, at least in the near future, I don't think it's true.
Agreed. I totally agree.
My perspective on it. I think.
Well, yeah.
It's going to be where you have to learn. There's a layer that you should learn. And then there's a layer that's like, I don't know.
Yep. I think if you're a roofer, man, you are good for a bit. You're good for a bit.
But the owner of the company, of the roofing company, could benefit.
Yep.
He's in the could category where he could benefit greatly by learning how to automate a lead generation pipeline.
100%. Like your business, if you're a roofer, you could absolutely kill it if your marketing and your lead gen and all that stuff is automated with AI. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I guess there's no doubt like it's the marketer side of the entrepreneur that's benefiting, not the which, not to take anything away from roofing. I hate roofing. Like I really don't
as
like
people. You hate all roofers, or as the people who roofers?
No.
You just don't like
just
them, or
the task being on a roof. I hate. Have you ever done roofs? I hate it. It's the worst. It's worse. Like, I hate lying under a counter fixing a pipe, but being on a roof is worse.
Wow, I really like roofing. I like being up high. I like heights. I really do. I like it's one of those things that if I had to pick a trade, it's definitely on the list of things that I would do if I couldn't do anything else.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Love it.
Well, if you couldn't do anything else. So I guess you're pretty close to being a roofer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm always very close to the roof.
No, Mythos did acknowledge there was a report that some group had gained access to Mythos. Through a third party contract,
like a contract
environment. They were able to gain access to Mythos. I think it was announced by that group first, and then Anthropic was like, "Oh, maybe we'll look into that."
Yeah.
So that's the only quote that I could find was actually like 2 days after it happened, and they said, "We are aware of the report and are investigating."
Yeah, they didn't come out and say, yes, we have been compromised.
Yeah.
They kind of didn't. They just were like, we're checking it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of compromise, I didn't put this, I did put it in and then I took it out. Vercel, start of last week, I think it was, or maybe the week before, end of the week before, announced that they were breached. Do you remember how many records? Do you remember?
I don't remember, but it was a lot.
Yeah. So you might want to check your emails because they did send out an email saying if you had been or hadn't been compromised. Fortunately, I was good. But like that's a kind of a crazy risk. Like especially now that they hold all of your auth process and all of that.
Yes.
Like it's
your token API keys, basically your environment variables for all your projects. Like it's a lot. It's pretty significant. So please, if you're a developer and you've used V0 Vercel's tools for anything, just check those out. Rotate all your keys and at least check your email.
Yeah. Now bouncing back to GPT-5.
Yes.
So like you mentioned, all the kind of the normal incremental things, better reasoning, better at coding, better at instruction following, better at hallucinations, lower hallucinations, better at it, but less hallucinations, and improved alignment. So lots of good stuff. The thing that I thought was super interesting was that they launched. They have a bio, like, medical kind of grouping of their models to help in the healthcare industry, and they put out what they called the Bio Bug Bounty. Which is a challenge asking a group of vetted participants. So not just like anybody that wants, but a specific group of participants. They were challenged to find one universal prompt that can answer all 5 biosafety questions from a clean chat without triggering moderation. So how do you break it and get around the moderation? And the first person to find it will earn $25,000.
Hey.
So I thought that was really interesting that they know people are going to try to break stuff, and they know people are going to start talking about it when it happens. So they might as well put it out there as a challenge, like, please break this, and we'll pay you to break it so that we can fix it.
Yeah, I think that the opportunity for security folks who are into like cybersecurity, this is the era of cybersecurity, because you now are amplified by tools to help you circumvent. So it's not just your own reasoning you get to use. You're also amplified by these tools, all of these different models that we've discussed this entire show so far. The other thing that's really interesting is that this model, 5.5, is the first model that OpenAI has trained from scratch since 5. So 5.0, 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, and 5.4 are the 5 was trained, or so all original training, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 were all retraining of the original training. So more fine tuning, more post training of that model. This one, 5.5, is all new training.
Oh, interesting.
So it's also natively omnimodal. So it'll take it's not just it's not layers of models that have been modified to accept different modalities. It does images, videos in, videos out, sound in, sound out, text in, text out, all natively. So it's their first kind. Yep.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. So if you like, if you want to try to break their new toy, I thought that like $25,000 for a distributed system of humans to try to break your thing was actually really good. To have a distributed team of curious humans hammering away at your product, 25,000 is like nothing. It's like a day's salary for one of their top engineers.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost a non-prize. Like, if you're really thinking about how much money they're playing with.
Yeah. And then anyone that's ever built a snowman or a sandcastle knows that you should never underestimate humanity's desire to break something you've made.
Yes, you're totally right.
Nothing makes people happier than destroying the hard work of another human.
Yeah. It's why every good hero poses in front of an explosion in the background.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so OpenAI also released ChatGPT Images 2.0.
Yes.
I guess it had been a while since their last big image model, and then Nano Banana came out, and they're like, look at our banana, it's even better than your banana. And then so now we got 2.0.
Yep.
Better all the things, right? Like realism and lighting and shading and shadows and all this stuff. That's
better.
Always just better. Now I decided, okay, they have some use cases, ad creation, landing page design, packaging for small businesses, brochures, charts. I did do a chart the other day, and it was a little crazy, but it was very complicated. I won't get into it. But anyways, it is doing better. So I do want to show an image that I asked it to generate. Here's the prompt. I found a picture of Joel singing and playing at a mic at an event. It was actually very helpful that it was a PNG. The background was cut out, so it was just you.
Oh.
And I said, draw an exaggerated cartoon version of this guy. Include labels humorously pointing out key features like his long pirate beard, his bard's guitar, and his organic fiber blazer. The labels should be bilingual in English and French for mon ami Joel. So take a look at this image of Joel. It's actually pretty good. The translation, I think it seems right. The arrows are kind of pointing to the right spot. Even the flannel wisdom is good. The mic amplifies truth and whiskey. Like all of it is it's just good, and it's humorous.
It's humorous, yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually a really good version of you.
Yeah, it's a better version of me than me.
Yeah. It's really good. Now, I also put in the exact same prompt into Nano Banana, and I got this image. Mm-hmm. And you can see that the perspective is a little thrown off. Your legs look extremely tiny. Extremely tiny. It's put a weed in your pocket. That is a weed. I can't remember what kind of weed it is. Somebody can put it in the comments. There's like stuff in your beard. There's like food in your food or something.
Must think that like you always get food stuck in your beard. I mean, I do. So it's a pretty good caricature in that sense.
Yeah. It drew your face. Other than the beard, like it drew your face a little bit more accurately, but not cartoony. And that was the instruction. A weird thing here, and this is really where ChatGPT's Images 2.0 kind of did better, is when you start looking at the text, and they talk about the text being a key thing, is text on images for 2.0. So look at the translations here. Some of them on the right side where it says vegetable tanned artisan leather. In most places, that light brown text is French, but here they put the sub description in the brown text. Yes. So it lost consistency there. On the left side, it says terrible month. I don't know what those words are. But there is no English associated with it. It has just the French. The font sizes are inconsistent. Just the outline of your jacket is all jaggedy. And why does your guitar have runes on it? And why does your guitar have a lute on it? You know, like why is there a lute on the strap? I don't know. So, and also I will say that the first image got the microphone right. The Shure SM58. The second one looks like a PG58 with the switch. and the perspective is like totally wrong. The mic stands in the wrong spot. So definitely in the areas where they said that Image 2.0 was better.
Yep.
Definitely is.
Okay. Now
you do need to be careful creating random images. As one guy in South Korea found out. So what happened was there was a wolf went missing from a zoo. It escaped.
Yeah.
And the police were looking for this wolf. And
for that wolf.
A guy decided they were trying to get the wolf to bring it back to the zoo. And a guy decided he was going to use AI to draw a picture of the wolf in some random busy part of the city. So he did that. And all the police left where they were looking, where the wolf actually was, to go look in this other part of the city to try to find the wolf. When they realized what had happened, they arrested him and charged him for wasting the police resources by making them all go somewhere else. I think of all, if the police investigated all of the ridiculous images that I've made.
Oh man,
I would be
you'd be you would be behind bars so fast, Dave.
Yeah.
So all the ridiculous things that we do.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and it's GPT 5.5. I saw all the platforms, like everybody was sending out emails like 5.5 is available now. Yay!
Yes.
And one of them was Cursor. If you want to try out 5.5, it's half price right now in Cursor.
Yeah. I love that they do that, because it kind of gives you a sense, but it's also, I actually hate that they do that, because it's like becoming a cocaine dealer and giving away just a tiny bit to people so that they become addicted to its effectiveness. And then in a month from now, or whatever, 60 days, all of those people's lives you have destroyed. You've destroyed their lives, because the truth is that the models are getting so good, fast, and impressive, and one-shotty. Like there's almost no delay between desire and outcome anymore.
You know who I actually have found that Claude's been pretty slow for me. And I tried. We're gonna get to Claude design in a second, but like, man, I tried to make some there, and it overcomplicate things sometimes. It's like, I'm gonna write a Python script for this. Like, don't do that. It's lines. Just draw me a box. Just draw me a square.
Yeah.
And it's like, I could make a thing for that. But just
make anything.
Just stop it.
And then it makes anything but what you want. Yeah.
It does, but it takes forever. And sometimes it's like, I'm gonna deploy these 18 tools to make your thing, and then it takes a forever, and sometimes you just run out of tokens because it's like,
that's the problem.
All willy nilly.
It just uses up so many tokens. The most valuable aspect of what you do is saving this currency that is this intelligent token that is now the commodity in our world for creating new things. And it's like, you
want some tokens
on this terrible design that you can't write well. It's like, oh. Anyways,
hey, I got some 50% off tokens for you.
I got some 50% off tools. Yeah,
it's a $20 a month recurring plan.
Try the $20 a month plan.
Yeah. So Cursor, some big news.
Yeah.
About Cursor. Well, sort of news, sort of a thing, maybe. Right?
Yeah. Well, I think it's pretty big news. So we're talking about the SpaceX thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So SpaceX, which, by the way, really is XAI, Grok, and SpaceX, and maybe eventually Tesla, and who knows? It might all be one thing eventually, but regardless, there's AI inside of SpaceX. So SpaceX has put in an offer and has announced a partnership deal with Cursor, and it's like a two-sided offer. One is like that at the very least there's a $10 billion partnership deal. So that's at the very least. But in addition to that, SpaceX has the option to, in the next 12 months, purchase Cursor outright for $60 billion. So let's put this in perspective. The two guys who founded Cursor are 25 and I believe 27 years old. They started this company not that long ago.
Yeah. It's not. It's really not. Even if it's like 5 years, it's not an old company.
Yeah, and it's just mind-blowing to consider. So, founded in 2022 by a small team from MIT.
Right.
It's like they started this as a VS Code extension.
Yeah.
So, fastest growing B2B software company on record. They reached $100 million in annual recurring revenue in January of 2025. $1 billion in annual recurring revenue by November of 2025. So January, they were at $100 million in annual, and by November, just over like all 3/4 of the year. That's all it took for them to reach $1 billion in annualized recurring revenue.
Now that means that SpaceX is offering them 60 times their annual revenue.
60 times.
Unheard of.
Well. Now consider if they grew from 100 million to 1 billion in ARR in effectively 8 months, then how much money are they making now, right? So it could be 2 billion, it could be 3 billion. So we don't know exactly.
Still quite,
but it's still bananas.
Yeah.
It is still absolutely crazy.
It is an option, right? So the news isn't that SpaceX is buying Cursor. It's that they have agreed. So the option means they've both agreed that this is a nice path to explore together, holding hands until they let it go of hands. So the story I wanted to share was about FTX, which was a cryptocurrency exchange platform. They went bankrupt in 2022, and the estate sale sold their stake in Cursor. This is in 2023. They sold their stake for $200,000. At this valuation, it would be worth $3 billion.
Oh man, just like the mistakes you made,
Well, they were bankrupt. Right? And so had the estate just had to sell it, but man, that stake, had they not,
the question is,
been enough
who did they
not to bankrupt them, maybe.
Well, the question is, who did they sell it to? Like, it went to someone. Someone has either it went back to the treasury for the company, right? Or it went to someone else. So someone just made an incredibly good deal on the FTX buying of these shares of Cursor. But anyways, one other thing worth noting is that SpaceX and XAI are sitting on 1 million H100s. They're effectively it's the largest that I know of supercluster of GPUs at least in North America. So
probably realistically the world, because they're not shipping them.
That's right.
So
that's right. But the other side is that so they have all these GPUs, and Cursor, you may have heard, recently released Cursor 3, which was a custom trained Kimi version with what was it called? What's it called? Composer 2. Or Composer 3. Was it Composer 2 or 3? I forget which one. Cursor 3 with
2. So Composer 2 and Cursor 3.
Cursor 3. Yeah. So they have begun to train their own open source, at least, models to do some of the work inside of Cursor, and it seems like and there have been some public kind of statements by the coders at X, by some of these developers that work inside the SpaceX XAI ecosystem, who supposedly, this is a rumor, so I'm not saying this is actually what happened, but rumor is that the developers inside those teams were using Claude code to do the stuff, and they weren't using their own Grok model to do the code. So given that that's the case, it's probably a good idea that they have a team dedicated to both the model training and its usefulness in the world. Like Cursor obviously has market share in the software of making things. So I don't know. I think it sounds like a crazy valuation, but when you consider all of the other investments in AI that are happening these days, you got to wonder, maybe it's worth it, Yeah. What do you think? Is it worth it?
It's interesting. We don't talk a ton about Musk and Grok, but the way that he connects his companies, there's always a reason to it, right? You have this giant repository of conversations in X, owned by an AI company called XAI, owned by a space company called SpaceX, and now they bought, or not they bought, but they have the option to buy Cursor, which I'm guessing that Composer would quickly become Grok, so that the money coming in through Cursor is then feeding Grok, which I don't think is making a ton of money right now, like because there's been a lot of controversy around it, which is part of why I haven't covered it very much. But I think it's that they're finding a way to funnel that revenue through Cursor into Grok and take some of the learnings from the other models as well.
Yeah, and there's obviously like Terafab that SpaceX is working on, or sorry, that Tesla is working on, and there's the supercomputer, super data centers in space that they're wanting to build over the next decades. It's like it's a natural next evolution of what could happen for their AI work. So I don't know. I think it's the other thing that blows my mind. Sorry?
Right. Robotics and Optimus and like the first
all of that
on another planet would probably be robots that are powered by AI. Like the whole thing kind of works together.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Now on a slightly less exciting Claude Design. A lot of people, like when it came out, they're like, it's coming for Figma. Like, look out, Figma. The death of
Figma killer.
But I really don't think so. And when you compare things like Figma Make, Claude Design, like they are very different. You generally have a different background when you choose one of those tools and a different skill set when you choose one.
For sure.
And you don't end up with the same product. And so Claude Design, where I see it being very useful is that you hire a designer to design your site based on all your user research and UX best practices. And then instead of going back to the designer to say, could you please change these buttons to blue? You can actually import your Figma design into Claude Design and say, please change these things. So it's, I thought that was actually a really good way for you to kind of butcher your designer's design without wasting their time. Yeah.
I guess in a sense it's that you have the opportunity to amplify the look and feel that your designer might be working on without having to put them through the iteration of like
having to deal with you
work that way. You know what I mean?
Questions.
like why did
yeah. I had been working on a catio design for my wife, and I'd been working with ChatGPT to kind of come up with some of the
kind of mock-ups or whatever,
and like come up with drawings, and the drawings weren't any good. So I threw in a new Claude Design, the exact instructions. Actually, I asked ChatGPT. I said, summarize everything we've discussed into a very specific list of instructions so that I can give it to another model. Did that. I stuck it in. It gave me, I sent you a link, Joel. Maybe you can include the drawing. I said, give me an isometric view. So it kind of, and this is one of the things that took forever. And I'm looking at the train of thought, and it's like, I'm going to write some Python code to make an isometric drawing of this. I thought, like, that feels like a lot of work. Feels like a lot of work, Claude. But maybe it's not. Maybe I couldn't come up with a better way to do it. So maybe that is the best way to do it. But ChatGPT came up with an equally poor design much faster.
There you go. So at least it was speedier at wasting your time.
Yeah. Another speedy waste of time. Claude is also now integrated with Microsoft Word. So it's able to act as a writing assistant, drafting text and editing mistakes and responding to comments and saving repeatable workflows as reusable skills. I thought that was kind of neat. I haven't tested it yet, but I have used Copilot with Word and it sucked. And I have used Gemini with Google Docs and it sucked. So the bar is really low and I think Claude might be able to do it.
Yeah, I've stopped using kind of word editors, like just editors like that. And I just do it all in the artifact view inside of my Claude subscription. I just do everything inside of the canvas, either in ChatGPT or the artifact view inside of Claude. And because everything is effectively, in my world, like all a markdown file, it interprets the markdown files as like bold and italic and does all the paragraphs and does all the formatting. But then I have like the exact text file I can pop into any piece of any like IDE or whatever I'm using at the time, and it just works flawlessly. So I don't know. I think Word is going to go away. I think Pages is going to go away. I just don't think people are going to.
People use Word, Joel. I don't think that you're necessarily
I think they're going away, Dave.
Going the way of the paper.
Yeah, they're going the way of paper, exactly.
Yeah. Now, some really, really exciting. No word, by the way, on my Neo yet, but
mine neither.
The Unitree R1 is a pretty cool humanoid robot. Unitree makes a ton of robots, quadruped like dogs and humanoids. Now the R1 looks like a giant action figure. Like it's like shiny hard plastic, and all the videos are like doing cartwheels and like kicks and stuff. It has been available in the US through importers, and it was about $12,000. But Unitree is now bringing them to the US through AliExpress for about $4,500, which is so little. That's like I want to experiment. I want to play with a robot. It's like a gaming PC. Cost. Like that's kind of where you're sitting now with the cost of this robot. I don't know if it can do much work. It doesn't have grippers. It has the fisters, I guess. So you could I think you could put you know what I mean? Like you see them, they're kind of like this. So like you could put a tool in them. You put your tool in them. I don't know if it can grip it tightly or not, but
you can, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, $4,500. Get all the grip you need.
Yeah.
It'd be an easy business to get into. You could send them to like trade shows, private events, serving up some cocktails. $4,500 is a good deal.
Yeah, $4,500 is actually quite remarkable if you can do customizations, which of course I think you can, because you can download the Unitree software directly. It's ROS, right? I think it's just like
what kind of customization you can do? Like put a wig on it? You know what I was picturing was E.T. When E.T.'s got the wig on. That's.
Yeah.
I thought you were telling me to stop, but you were doing an ET gesture.
Yeah, just like for ET phone home.
Yeah. R1, $4,500, AliExpress. Get yours.
Yeah.
Today.
So the R1 is pretty cool, but it will never beat humans in a marathon. But you know what will beat humans in a marathon?
A cheetah.
A cheetah will also beat humans in a marathon. There are many animals that are faster than humans. But for the first time ever, there was a half marathon that was being held in China. And there are 4 robots, humanoid robots, bipedal robots, that did sub-hour long half marathons. And one of them actually beat the human world record by a whole 6 minutes. 6 minutes faster. So
I did see some robots running. It's been out there a little bit on social media, but and they do run fast. But the thing that kind of just hit me was the battery life. Like it was that like one go was like just run flat out for an hour on a battery, or did it stop? Like runners ready by and grabbing their cup of water. Was it like the battery? Boop.
Interesting you should ask, because actually, yes, they did have the opportunity to do pit stops. And in a number of the videos, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but they're refilling their backpacks with ice, like actual ice. And that was used to cool down the internal mechanics of the robot. And Honor, which is a Huawei spinoff, was the winner, was that kind of record-breaking one. And yeah, it had like a full pit crew. Like, I'm not kidding. The robotics team ran out to the robot, like patted it down, refilled its ice, gave it some oil. I believe it was actual oil. And if I only had a brain. And then
it's the heart.
off.
The Tin Man doesn't have a heart.
Yeah,
the Scarecrow doesn't have the brain.
Well, I'm the Scarecrow, Dave.
And I'm the Lion.
He's the mascot for the show.
Need some courage.
Yeah. Man.
So they oiled him up. Put some ice in his backpack.
Sent him on his way.
Marathon runner's dream, right there. If you don't dislike me from this episode, which, by the way, don't forget to hit subscribe if you watch this far.
Oh yeah, subscribe.
If you've made it past the cat part and you still don't dislike me, go find our Boston Dynamics video.
Yes,
and then then you'll dislike me. Tell me what you think.
Maybe then you'll quit.
How did the Alice do, by the way, in this race?
I don't actually know. It's pretty crazy.
Cool. This is kind of a bridge between it's a bridge between nothing. I guess cars and Chinese robots. I don't know. It's a little bit.
Cars are robots now. You're good.
Because the Alice is a Hyundai product now. So
yes, it is.
Volkswagen has really interesting. They announced this AI roadmap with their Chinese market vehicles. So their Volkswagens made for the Chinese market, and it's like an agentic roadmap for their cars. And I was like, what the heck, why would I want like agentic features in my car? That sounds like not a great idea. Beyond, it's not just like self-driving, it's like making decisions. So I started to do more and more research about it, and kind of the opportunities that exist with agents within cars. And here's a little bit of what I came up with. So there's obviously the natural language interaction is a big one. Being able to speak to your car and have it complete tasks for you. Context-aware responses, so where you are, the time, your preferences.
Oh, that's interesting.
Conversation history. Like, have you ever said, I don't mind driving a little further or even a little longer as long as I don't have to stop in traffic? Right? That's why we take the scenic route. It's going to take you a little longer, but at least you're not coming to a stop.
Yeah.
Right. So it can remember things like that, and use that to adjust your navigational systems. You could have it update your for EVs, like take into consideration the weather. Is it raining? Is it cold? Am I driving up and down hills? Is there an elevation change between here and there? If so, recalculate the mileage that I will have available, and if I need to stop, find the closest one given the mileage that I have available before continuing. So it can be much more aware. But then I start thinking about, like, if you were a small business owner. Let's say you do sales of your handmade goods out of your basement, and once a week you go and deliver them all. You have an agent set up that takes your spreadsheet of orders and feeds them into your car, and your car decides the best route to take between all of the drop-off locations.
Yep.
Now, stuff like that exists, right? Like FedEx, UPS, they have that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you don't. And you don't in your car. You couldn't in your car say, go and get the list. Franz, trying to think of a German name is a Volkswagen.
Franz, yep.
Franz, go and get me the list. And then as you're driving, but you could say like, you know what, I'm feeling kind of peckish, Franz, and it'll be like, how about some McDonald's? And you'll say, no, how about some whatever. And it could find out kind of as you go. Or you could say, I want you to find me the most efficient route, but I don't want to come back home at the end. I want to end up at this other guy's house at the end of the day.
Or you could just like to your restaurant idea, you could just go like, hey, go get me a burger at McDonald's. It goes to McDonald's. It calls in with an agentic voice, like with 11 Labs, and it goes like, hey, I'm here to pick up my burger. Can you bring it out to the car? Just drop it in the front seat. Pop it in the front seat. Like there's so much you can do with like natural language. Have you also seen like, I think they could be solving a problem for something like a robotaxi. Like Tesla has their robotaxis. There's no, imagine getting into a vehicle like that, and the taxi is kind of intelligently asking and answering questions about destinations and where to go and all that stuff. Like Volkswagen probably wants to play in that market as well.
100% correct. Yeah. I like that idea a lot. I think you would still use the app maybe to order the car. But once you get in, like, why are you talking to a customer support agent like, hey, we just noticed your seatbelt's unlocked. Can you have your seatbelt? Like, that happens to people. Why couldn't the car just say, hi, I've noticed your seatbelt's unlocked. Please do your seatbelt, otherwise you got to stop. And when they're like, screw you, car, I'm like, hey, listen, we work on a system of respect here. You respect me, and I'm going to respect you. Or you could say, like, I want to add a destination. And it says, okay, I'll add this destination. It's going to cost you this much more. Like, you should be able to do that conversationally with the vehicle instead of through an app. You're totally right. Now, the last thing I want to mention is kind of nuts. And it's been not quite viral, but it made a big splash on social media. Basically, they've only released a video. Some places like Wired have covered this news. The site is very bare, and that is SABY, a company called SABY, SABI. SABY's beanies. They make a hat, like a beanie hat. It has somewhere between 70,000 and 100,000 biosensors to read your brain transmissions, the electrical activity from your brain, to understand what you are thinking, in order to process like clicks, typing, home automation.
Interesting.
Instead of picking up your phone, like to do a thing, read your brain and do it. There's very little information other than a really cool video on Instagram at saby.cap, but there are a bunch of technology sites that have picked this up. There's a waiting list that you can sign up to get more information. It's a company out of California. So I was thinking about so not a ton of information yet. I'm really curious to see if anything comes of it or if it's just hype. It seems like from what I've researched that technically a lot of it's possible right now. Not that it reads your thoughts, but that it can read intentions, right? You can understand, I want to lift my arm, I want to push this thing, I want to whatever, and those thoughts can be translated into actions. Now I was thinking about not just like gaming or typing, but that you think, I'm feeling cold, and it turns up the thermostat. Or controlling
the beanie off if you're hot, though. You know what I mean? If you're warm, just take it off.
Yeah, take your stupid hat off. That's why you're hot. It's all that battery power and sensors on you for like 4 hours a day. No wonder you feel hot. I was also thinking about
in the cold.
Yeah. I was also thinking about controlling robots. Like if you have a humanoid robot and you just sit there over there, go get me a beer, go, or whatever. Have it do things for you. Yeah. Maybe in a factory, you're working on stuff. You need an extra set of hands. Like, come here, hold the flashlight still. Not there. You just tell your now. So I try to come up with lots of very good good, useful ideas for this thing. But one of the comments on the Wired article, I think, says it all. And it was in reference to being able to like write words with your thoughts. So taking your thoughts and writing words. And it says, it sure would be hard to write a novel this way when every fifth word would be boobs. And with that, I want to thank everybody for joining us today.
Yes, please subscribe. Clearly, you'll get more great content just like that.
I will see you in 2 weeks or 1 week. We're going to see what happens after this.
Yeah.
Has changed all over again.
Every single time.